So, yeah, I kind of wanted to talk about this real quick before we continue on our Genshin Impact adventures. Right now, the community is talking about Belial. By all means, in my honest opinion, I think Belial's the best character in the game. Why is he the best character in the game? For those of you who have not played Granblue Fantasy Versus or have not really dived into Belial or anything, or are just going about with your own characters, let me read you his resume. But before I do, I want to actually tell you about what they did to Granblue was basically nerf everybody. The season has basically changed everything about the game currently into a very different game. A character that... He has a Dragon Punch, which is a DP, a reversal, a command grab, a fireball, follow-ups to the fireball, which makes it very, very intuitive, and you can use it for pressure as well. A counter that tracks anywhere on the screen if you hit him. Of course, you can block the counter, and it's safe on block too. He's got mid-screen combos, the best mid-screen combos in the game. There's a few characters now. Mid-screen combos were extremely rare in Granblue Fantasy Versus. Only Percival had them. And maybe like some anti-air combos from mid-screen, but for the most part, you couldn't just like regularly do mid-screen combos. Belial can do them easy, no problem. Not even an issue. He can do damage anywhere on the screen. Now I think Grand can do some mid-screen combos. Jita can do some. Catalina can do some. Mostly they can do some, but they're very limited. They're not as on the fly as Belial, so that's that. He's got an anti-air move. You know, that JU, the one where he stops all of his momentum and then goes straight down to bait out your anti-air. And depending on the direction that you press after you hit them with the J unique or the JU, he can bounce from the left side or the right side, depending on which direction you press. It's kind of nuts that you can actually do that. He's got a low plus on block move, which is unheard of. He's got a very degenerate looking 5H, far 5H, which is a double slash, and no matter what, you get the double slash. Only the first hit is cancelable. The second hit is safe on block. Also, you can hit combo on counter hits. That is one of the most ridiculous moves in this entire game, hands down. You have two slashes. It reaches mad far, and it's safe on block if they do it. That's crazy. Most far 5Hs in this game are unsafe or punishable. This one is safe on block, and you can counter hit combo off of it. It's kind of crazy, and it has a lot of range too. Take a look at that whole entire resume. Just to kind of summarize: a DP, a command grab, a fireball, a follow-up to the fireball, a counter that tracks, mid-screen combos, an anti-air move, and that move can also be influenced by the direction that you press. Just to let you know, he's got a low plus on block normal. He's got a degenerate far 5H that is safe on block and it counter hit combos. And it has a lot of range. Just wanted to let you know. So they nerfed the BS on a lot of characters in Granblue Season 2. And they inserted the most BS character in Granblue Fantasy Versus' history. So there's a lot of turmoil, not turmoil, but a lot of discussion, a lot of debating on Belial and how people hate him and how you're going to be seeing him a lot. And I bet you anything, he's going to be the new Leroy. He's going to be the new Coco 1.0. He's going to be the new Elfelt. He's going to be the new Sagat. He's going to be the new Fakumram. He's going to be a problem. So much of a problem that people have even discussed banning the characters from tournament. Now, I will say this. I do understand that a lot of people are upset about the current flow of Granblue Fantasy Versus, how everybody got nerfed. But banning a character this early on in the game, or, you know, just a week out from the patch dropping, is a little bit too much. Now, that's not to say that could eventually happen, because there's some characters that were banned tournament, like in the FGC. Like, for example, Fakumram was in Tekken 7 was banned in Pakistan. I think Meta Knight was banned in Brawl. We have a couple people who banned Sagat in Street Fighter 4, Vanilla Street Fighter 4. Oh, Hilda in Soul Calibur 4. Yeah, that's another one. Forgot about that one. Hilda in Soul Calibur 4 is another one. Anyways, needless to say is the character right now is top tier. He's the best character. He's number one, without a doubt. I mean, there's a lot of other characters that still have sauce and they're still really good. Like, I think Gran is still pretty decent, and Jita's still really good as well. And we have other characters rising up. But Belial is going to be the character where even the bottom of the barrel chumps can pick him up and kick complete total ass. Everybody has some sort of weakness. Everybody has some sort of drawback, something that they lack in, so people can exploit that weakness and potentially overcome the matchup. Belial is a character that has no weaknesses. I literally have not seen one weakness. So as of right now, I'm gonna go ahead and say that Belial really has no weaknesses. The only real weakness is probably him looking in the mirror and playing Belial yourself. That's probably the only other weakness that he's got right now. We got players like Kazunoko and other players as well. And let me tell you something about Kazunoko. Kazunoko is a player that is extremely good at fighting games, and he always picks the cheap stuff. For the most part, what I'm trying to say is there's players right now that are picking him up and running with him, because right now I'm pretty sure if you see tournaments on Granblue Fantasy Versus, especially in Japan, more than likely you're going to be seeing a lot of Belial. I'm calling it right now. We're going to be seeing a lot of Belial. And I don't know if they're actually going to be doing an emergency patch like they did with Leroy with Tekken 7. I think this character is going to be a thing for a while. I'll be really surprised if they actually do an emergency patch to tone down Belial to kind of be on the same level as the other Season 2 characters. I don't know what they would do. I don't know if it will even be enough. But right now, Belial's ridiculous. He's ridiculous. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. And it doesn't help that he's a pretty man, too. Oh, boy. Sometimes when he just starts walking up to you or that intro shows up, dude, my stomach starts to build butterflies, dude. My heart starts to flutter. I get all blushy. Now, here's another thing, too. You know what would be really funny? If Kag is also just super good. Like, she is just one of the craziest Granblue characters we will ever see. I'm talking like puppet style. Maybe she can create a golem because she's an alchemist, and maybe she can create something that's she can be a puppet character, or she can set up traps like to the point where it's just like ridiculous, dude. That's another thing that I ran across that I found really interesting, is the fact that people are saying that they nerfed the entire roster and made the entire character pass OP or super buff. Now, I don't know if that's actually going to happen. It's a stretch. It's a rumor, and it's also not really a rumor, but it's just a speculation and like a conspiracy theory more than anything else. So if like Kag, or if like Belial, or the other characters that are coming by, a Sandalphone, Vera, those characters all of a sudden show up and they're just like freaking ridiculous, I'm not gonna lie, I really hope that Ilsa is in that roster too. If Ilsa does come in, I can just have a little bit of fun with her, you know, maybe pissing a few people off, maybe winning a few tournaments. If Ilsa's just as busted as Belial, dude, might as well, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that's actually gonna happen, but it's a funny thought to process. So anyways, yeah, Belial is ridiculous, and it's causing a lot of crazy debates in the Granblue Fantasy Versus community. Who knows what's going to happen in the future of Granblue Fantasy Versus? I'm still going to be playing it. I'm still going to be playing Belial too, and Narmaya as well. But I'm just visually looking out. I'll be waiting. I'll be seeing. I'll be observing from a distance.